he looked awake. But when that Zacateka mob wanted to kill me, it was, all night long, every night. What they would do is almost on the hour after the guards would walk through, they would do this tap code, like, and then suddenly like 6 toilets would all flush all at once, and then they'd start kicking their doors like crazy. And I eventually go to the guards, the cops, and I'm like, this is what's happening. They're like, don't worry, they can't break out of, they can't break out at night. Well, okay, it does happen every now and then. Every now and then they're able to knock the doors open. But don't worry about it. You'll just push your button, because you've got this emergency button you can push. Just push your button and we'll be there in, like 30 seconds. And I'm thinking, that's like the longest 30 seconds of my life if that happens. And they always leave the book cart right near your cell, the other guys, because they know that, because the doors are very easy to kick open, they just jump on the tracks that hold the doors, the ones that slide open, they kind of jump on the track, and that causes the doors to pop off their track, and then they can open it up really easy, and then they put the book cart in so that they can't shut it, and that's when they're like stabbing you with the shank viciously.
You never got stabbed, did you?
No, but I heard the guy next to me sharpening his shank one night. This guy, he was on his way to prison.
Was it sharpening it for you?
No, he was on his way to prison, and he was getting ready. He needed to have a weapon ready inside of him for use later on that he would take up with him, and so he was just like madly sharpening like a shank of some kind that he had pulled together. Yeah, that was actually scared the hell. And he had like these kind of dead eyes, these sort of like hollow, empty eyes. Then I was telling Andy about Visitor Day, which was like Family Day, where they invite the various families to come, of the people who work there, and they're like pointing at you from the bubble, which is where the SST, the guard is. And so you get up with like this bubble full of kids, and they're all looking at you, and you just know that what they're telling them is, and over there, that's that's the pedophiles and the snitches and the what is it, dealing with pedophiles and snitches and celebrities, that's them. And I had this big beard, and so of course I.
Well, at least you didn't snitch or do any
pedophilia, yeah.
So then you would have been. Well, what were they? The Mexican guys and the Aryan guys. I was just like.
What happened was, at first I was in. When I first went in, I was in solitary, which is just like a room with nothing in it except for a toilet and like a double door, so when it's shut, there's no sound at all. And you think, no problem, no sound. I'll just do some yoga. I'll meditate for a while. Let me tell you, after 3 days, you're crying. It's like your brain begins to manufacture audio, for you. And suddenly you're hearing snaps and clicks, and I heard like my wife's voice whispering in my ear. And it was really, really, that was the scariest. That's when they broke me after 3 days, I think. And then they moved me into the hole, which to me was great. It was like, I'm in the hole. It's like, and the hole turned out to not be so bad, because at least you're, one person in a cell. I was isolated, and I was on 23-hour lockdown with 1 hour out every day into this big common room. It was about as big as 2 of these rooms, probably. And it was actually, there were 2 tiers, actually kind of like this. And so upstairs you'd have 9 cells, and downstairs you have 9 cells. But then after a while in there, and there was always a heavy rotation, because people would come in on discipline and then they would get sent out, and I was just there for months and months. And after a while they were like, you know what, I think we can put you into a more permanent place.